Firstly, we'd like to say, Mr. Girate, welcome to our interview.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Well, what is about a meeting, people planning to do something to you? Just give us a clear picture of what it is.
It was sometime on last week, Thursday. I was on my way home when I received this strange number, unknown number, and I picked it up and I said hello, and the guy on the other hand, on the other side said, oh, that's his number, that's his number. And I said hello, hello, and he did not say anything, so I put the phone down. I got home 30 minutes after that. They seemed unknown number. It's unknown, so you don't know exactly what that number is. And I looked at it, and I did not answer. The third time, I picked it up. I said hello. Nobody said a thing. And so I put it aside. I thought it was this usual thing. People will call you. They don't want you to know what the numbers are. And so, or there are some people that don't want the numbers to be seen. So I just treated it as that. Then on Sunday, around 1 to 4 o'clock, I had this telephone call from a very close friend of mine. And he said to me, where are you? I said, but why would you ask me where I am? I know this number that called me. So I said, oh, I'm driving. He said, could you park? I asked, what is it about? He said, please park. So I drove up the road and I parked. And he said, look, somebody just came to me and said he had just come from a meeting in Cinco, chaired by a senator.
A senator?
Yes, chaired by
sitting senator.
A sitting senator, chaired by a senator. And we had this meeting Thursday where it was decided that we're going to get rid of you. So that's what I came to, that's why he came to let us know. He told us to tell you to move, and so because their plan will be materialized. So I drove, I got back on the road and I started going home. Then I asked him, when I got home, the guy who called me, wife called me back, crying on the other side. I said, oh, this is what they told me, blah, blah, blah. You gotta be very, very careful. If you got anything to do, you go to the embassy and seek asylum, blah, blah, blah. Take your children from here, it's serious. So I said, okay, and I went home. So I asked the guy, what is it that I've done that they want to assassinate me for now? He said, the people say you are very, very critical. Your criticality started from the days of Charles Taylor to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, now to this government. And so I told the guy, I said, but this is what my nature has been and will continue to be. When the government comes into being and it does the right thing for the people, I will be the first to cheer for them, to congratulate them for doing something good for our people. If they do something wrong, I'll be the first to criticize them. And this is what I've been. I'll do it with no reward, with no popularity, but this is what my nature is. So if that's why they want to do what they want to do, let them go ahead and do it. But I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to go any places. I want to stay right here. I'll be cautious. I know people killing people, but I'll stay here. He said, be careful where you go, when you go there, your food, where you eat, what you drink, and where you eat. And so I told him, I said, okay, thank you very much, that's all right.
Were you the only person listed? Or
according to the guy, according to the guy whose name I will not call. He said that was T-Max Costa.
Henry Costa.
Henry Costa, Rodney Sear
Of the Front Page Africa.
of the Front Page Africa, Philip Brown of the Hot Pepper newspaper,
Okay.
Philip Wizard of the Inquirer newspaper. But as for Costa and Rodney, they are not in the country, so your case is the case that we are on. So I said, okay, that's all right. So then when I came on the radio, because that was said to me on Sunday, so I decided to let the public know. I mean, I had interaction with Charles Taylor. We have our Rob Day with Charles Taylor. And I was the first to break the silence, or what had transpired between me and Charles Taylor on a daily basis. I disagree with Taylor on a number of policy issues. Taylor sent me to jail once or twice, I guess. But we never reached to this. He never rise to the point of wanting to kill me.
Who do you think is behind this? Private citizen, government?
I would not say that it's government, but what the guy said, that I'm critical of the government. I cannot say for a fact that it was sanctioned by the government. I can't say that for a fact. But something tells me that there are always people that want to please the government. It might not be sanctioned by the government. They will say, oh, I'll get rid of him because you were too critical about you or about the government. So there are people that want to please the president or please whoever is in power. So I can't say for a fact it was the government. But in this town, Emmanuel, the wave of hatred in this town has intensified. I was on the radio when Adolph Lawrence died. Adolph happens to be a good friend of mine. Down with kids in Looking Town. The day of his death, it was on his birthday. He called me that Sunday to join him in Basel. And I told him I wouldn't. First I told him, say, okay, I will come later on. The second time he called me, I told him, look, I didn't go to church last Sunday, so I need to go tell the old man, thank you for sparing my life to this. So after the church, I will come to you. That was an excuse I knew I was not going to go because I wouldn't drive from here to go to Boston and come back and go to work the next day. So that night, before Adolph left Buchanan, Honorable Yeke called me and said, oh, my man said you refused to come. We are coming. And I told them in the Liberian parlance, when you be coming, bring the kobo so that I will eat whatever you people eat on that side. So that has been the problem of certain people. So I just let people to know exactly what was happening. And like I said, I will let the American Embassy know, AU know, Liberian Council of Churches, Liberian journalists in the Americas, I'll let them know. I know the Press Union of Liberia know, so that it is not something that is kept secret.
Do you actually believe, T-Max, that people are hunting you or people want to kill you because of your critical stance on some national issues?
I've always been critical. I mean, people will tell me in the face, my man, you're too critical. But nobody has ever told me or said in my face, we will get rid of you because you're critical. This government, this time. When I did the show when Adolph Lawrence that I talk about the hate in the society, then you see that displayed on social media. How would somebody die, a Liberian citizen? A lawmaker die and you say, in Liberian parlance, it's sweet for you. And when I talked about that, they talked to me on they sent me their comments on the social media, on Facebook. Yeah. Oh, okay. Your time will come when you die, we will kill cow. And I said to them, it'll be a good thing if I die, you kill cow, but some of you people will die without a cow being killed. I think the hate in this society has intensified, that people trying to silence people whatever way possible. I said this before. I will not be cowed into submission. If there is something wrong in this country, in this government, I will be the first to register my protest against that. All with the intention of making our country to be lauded by and go forward. this country that make tremendous contribution to the redemption of Africa. It's got to move forward. And the pillars that make us who we are as Liberians is our adherence to the rule of law and the press freedom and the freedom of speech. We've enjoyed this. My astonishment about this government, about people in this government, quote-unquote seditions, that are fermenting this hate. To me, now, call them, they are very, very ungrateful. Emmanuel, you worked for me before. For 12 years, I kept CDC on this radio. None of brass kappa, they call me. They pay me. For 12 years. Under the rim of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I felt Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was my friend. That's someone of the few people in my life that I adored. Is one of them was Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. In spite of our relationship, I told her, there's got to be a place where opposition will be heard. What are these guys not tolerant? What are they not tolerant? What are they so thin-skinned that the same stuff they talked about, they criticized yesterday, are the same thing facing them, and they jittering, and they want to kill people? Get me clear, loud and clear. I am not saying they were sanctioned by George. We are. I think the stooges, the surrogates, the puppets of this government are the ones going around doing the things that they want to do.
Will you communicate that to the president?
The president heard me loud and clear. The generals that were in the meeting heard me loud and clear. The Minister of Information heard me loud and clear. You know, when I'm on the radio, I'm not boasting. By 10:30 when I'm on the radio, Morovia listens to me. The government listens to me. So, you want me to do a written letter to the president? He heard me loud and clear. The same way they tell him about the things I see on the radio, they told him. So I think he's aware.
T-Max, you've been around for quite some time now. I guess you've not left Liberia for a very long time, maybe to seek refuge in other countries. What does some of these early warning signs signal to the public?
That all is not well. Our country, Emmanuel, is going through difficult times. We're going through difficult times. When you see people permeating hate in a society, these are the ugly signs of 1989. These are the ugly signs of 1989. You see people vocal and people threatening people to the point that they start beheading people. These are the ugly signs of the past. If nothing is done about this hate in our society, it will consume this society. That's what I call the Council of Churches. That's what I call the Council of Churches must be as independent as possible. To pray for Liberia and intervene wherever there seems to be crisis. Our country is going through crisis. I am not going anywhere, Emmanuel.
You're not frightened?
I'm cautious. I'm concerned with what they're saying about me. I hear the thing every day on the radio. But it has never gravitated to the point that somebody say, we want to kill him, we're planning to kill him. People tell me in the face, you're too critical about the government. Someone told them, say, yo, you're critical about President. We are, and I tell them, I know money better than you know money. You're just a secret fan, just join the line. You're just a recruit. I know money personally, and money knows me personally. Money know what I stand on when it comes to issues. The seditionists understand what I stand on when it comes to issues. They know. I give them the platform 12 years. We carry a casket in demand of justice. They know where I stand. You can be my friend, but if you leave the course of being right, and the course of doing what needs to be done for our country, I will be the first to caution you.
Will you seek asylum?
Nah, forget it. I'm not going anywhere. I always say on my radio, cowards die many, many times before their death. I submit myself to asylum because somebody wants to kill me. You kill me, there will be more T-Max will come up. Death is not an alternative. What is this thing coming on, Emmanuel? We disagreed in my youthful day. We disagree with the people that we call Congo people. We disagree with them. We pay the price for that in jail. They never, no Concord man has ever threatened, no Concord administration has ever threatened, okay, to kill people. What they did in those days, they were cleverly try to co-opt you into the system, but you become silent. Yet, those that were committed to the cause of the people stood, stayed, and resisted. Now, our own people are there, 99.9%, if not 210% of these guys are country people. They are resisting freedom of speech. They are resisting criticism. The same thing they did yesterday. They don't want people to say that. I'm not going anywhere, I'll be here.
Will you need security protection?
I'll say this to a friend. I don't have that money.
Even
if
it's
people
provided by the government.
Government wants to kill me and I need protection from the government, fine. Okay, if government, because I cannot afford. Let me give you the numbers I was talking about. If I will have security and I'm paying $200 in this pro-poor government where money is scarce to come by, I pay the guy $200. And this guy has decided that you will kill me, you get a guy $5,000, I'm dead. I'm dead. I get a driver to take me around. If somebody gave me $1,000 in this pro-poor government, give me the routine of T-Match, he will give it. My security is in my God. I pray to my God. If that's what he decides that will be, so be it. But I am very, very cautious. I'm not afraid. To say the least to you, I am not afraid. I'm not the kind of guy who runs around and I'm a private person. I like to intellectualize and meet guys that myself can communicate. I'm not the kind of guy you...
Will you lower your voice?
I would never. That is a sign of cowardice. I would not do that. I will not say things about you, Maro, that are not true. Because my conscience would have told me that I have lied to you. I am myself, and to myself I can be always be true. I will not change my course of action if this government behaves the way it ought to be. In the challenging time we find ourselves. The second time for indigenous, I don't let her use this word, for indigenous to show that we can govern. He must govern the right way. Or else tomorrow people use it as a president, or country people, what did people do? I said one day on the radio, oh, Jobbia is president, I want to be president myself. But it depends, my campaign will be run on the success of George Weah. Especially that's why I'm crew. Now that I'm crew here and I'm from the same...
From the southeast.
From the southeast. Now from the southeast, from the same county, Grand Crew. If Weah wins and runs and become president like he is and achieves, I would tell my people after Weah time has expired, if Weah could do it, I would do it better. That's what I want. Is it too much to ask for? Certainly no. Will I keep saying about these things? Yes. I will keep saying about these things. I will not change because that's not me.
Speaking of some of the people you've had relationship with in the CDC, in the current administration when they were opposition, who are some of those people? What are those names?
I call first name, George Weah, Mane Weah. George Mane Weah. I knew him when he was playing football. I knew Weah when we were playing football. I interviewed Weah several times after every game at DC 101. He's not a stranger to me. I know Weah very well. It is because of my relationship with Weah that they won my sympathy for the great CDC. In the CDC, I got 3 boys in the CDC. I call them my triplet in the CDC. I sacrificed for them in the CDC.
Who are those people?
Those triplets, let me name them. My first son in the CDC is Akaros Gray. When nobody could host Akaros Gray on any radio station, I gave Akaros Gray my protection. As Akaros Gray, when Ellen Johnson Sally, who was my friend, could not stomach Akaros Gray, I tolerated Akaros Gray. When Akaros Gray was running to become representative, his life was in danger. Ask him. I drove there to him, and I took him from among the crowd. Ask him. I participated when they say, at least you calm down. When it was tough, I navigated. You can ask the vice president. This thing must be stopped or else our country will be consumed. These guys must be given the platform. Let's have alternative views. If you silence people, you will not know what they're thinking about. At Carol's grave, countless of time for 12 years, this was their radio station. The second son I have, Moba Moru, was here every day. At Carol's grave, they insulted Ellen, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, several times. She was my friend. She stayed as my friend. But this is what I believe. I believe in our diversity. In our pluralistic form of government, we will have opposition. That is the balancing act of our democracy. Moba Mono was here every day. To the extent that he had a disagreement with my partner. My partner stopped him. I had to plead with my partner. Please, let it not be seen, and let it not be seen that we are the ones stopping opposition. I pleaded with him and he agreed. For the past 12 years. My last son, Jefferson Kochi. These are guys, I talk to them every day. These are guys in the days of the CDC that are nurtured, that are encouraged, that are told to be focused and be resolute in your demand, because these are the pillars of democracy. Now, the oppressed yesterday have become the oppressors today. Those guys that were seen to be oppressed yesterday have become the acute oppressors today. It's a shame on our part that they will be there in their rank and file from the time they took office. There is the level of ingratitude to them. From the time they took office, none of them, including Carol's grave, has ever put food here. This is what they wanted. They always forget where they come from. Those are the people you see around town today. Some newspaper call them the 3 Hebrew boys. The 3 Hebrew children were not, they were committed, they were not betrayers of the cause, of the uprightness of God, but they call them the 3 Hebrew boys. I got no problem with that. But these are people that I know in the government. I talk to them most of the time. And I tell them exactly, my woman, I don't have my feelings, I tell them exactly what they're doing and what ought to be done. So if you have that question, what do I know? I know the president himself. The other deputy minister for fiscal affairs. Samura would call him his father and I. My father was my mission part at St. John's in Pittsburgh High School. So Samura is my son. Ask Samura about me. So I know these guys. Samuel 12. Samuel 12, I know them. They know me. But those were the good old days.
How is the relationship now? Bitter or sweet? Sour?
I don't know. I don't know how to classify it. They view me as being judgmental, if you will. They view me as being critical. But it should not be strange to them because I've been critical all through my life. If it was right then, it's right now. It was bad then, we could not stomach it. I will not stomach it now. So yeah, I knew them. Relationship cordial, I think they're cordial. I will not wish them bad things to happen to them. I wish they succeed and write the story of our people. To be able to say, this is what we've done for the people of Liberia. So yes, I know them, including Mane.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.